The year is 2023. PBS Plus has just launched, bringing the world's streaming services to 4,387. How can anyone be expected to go through all this content? Fear not, loyal passengers. Captain Joe Shoes and his first mate MeZ are here to travel through space and time to bring you the best nuggets pop culture has to offer. Strap in. It's time for the JoeMeZ podcast. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 347 of the JoeMeZ podcast. I'm MeZ, and my co-host, as always, is
the Sultan of Seduction. I'm Joe from the JoeMeZ podcast.
Yeah, you are. You're looking spiffy over there, boy.
JoeMeZ, everything is horrible.
Oh, no. What the fuck?
I'm putting on a brave face.
Oh, it's a good face.
It's a great face.
Call
me
matter,
Greta
baby?
Garbo because I give good face.
Whoa.
Write that one down.
What's going on?
Listen, this isn't about me. Listen, how about you? JoeMeZ, what's up?
I'm chilling, no complaints. Everything's the same, not great, not terrible. It's good. It's all right. I'm sorry. It seems that you have different beliefs here. What's the matter with you?
Beliefs. I believe in that life is terrible. No one should do it.
Oh, yeah, I'm all right, What's up? Come on. Spill the beans. What's the matter?
No, nothing. I'm just kind of tired. Want a sandwich.
What kind of sandwich you in the mood for?
Honestly, okay, so I've been thinking about this. So, long, like sandwich bread.
Of course.
Mayonnaise, lettuce, bacon, oil, vinegar, turkey, roast beef, pickles, a little bit of onion.
Okay.
Cheese, lots of it.
What kind?
American.
All right.
The only kind of cheese that stays red, white, and blue all year round.
I like some other, some Swiss cheese.
No, not
some
today,
Munster.
Baby. Not today. Because I am proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And JoeMeZ, I won't forget the men who died to give that right to me.
So what are you going to do?
I'll proudly stand up next to you and defend her still today, because there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And with that being said, thank you guys for listening to the JoeMeZ podcast. Remember to follow on all the social media at JoeMeZ. Leave a 5-star review, and if and when you do, screenshot it, tweet it to us at JoeMeZ, and we'll send you an autographed 8x10 as a thank you. But JoeMeZ, remember last week I did a lot of Disneying when we spoke last.
Yeah.
And since then I did even more Disneying.
Oh, did ya?
Had some other friends come down, went back to Disney. I spent Star Wars Day at Hollywood Studios in Galaxy's Edge on Batuu.
Whoa. Anything happen?
Batuu apparently is not just a guy in the Nation of Domination. Batuu is a planet.
Wow.
Yeah. So I learned a lot of nerds.
How crazy is it? Is it crazy packed?
It was insanity. Packed. It was like a subway, butts to nuts. The whole park. I assumed I got there.
What was the wait times? Did you see wait times?
Oh, everything was like minimum an hour. Everything from the Star Wars rides, obviously, to Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, the Slinky Dog. Everything was an hour. Oh. It was just absolutely packed. I was with my buddy Dylan Postel, Swabble, and his son Landon. They were down for their yearly visit. This is they do this every year.
Awesome.
And even he was like, I don't know if I'm going to do this again next year. But two big things came out of this trip, JoeMeZ.
Oh, I'm excited.
So when you were here, we got to see The Mandalorian. And we got to see it.
He was
this
walking
time,
around.
I got to meet him.
Oh, shit.
I got a photo op. The baby made noises to me. I made noises back because that's what I do. Yes. I got a nice picture. We're all friends now. As I was walking away, I did one of these. I said, "This is the way." And he said, "Hey, this is the way."
I love it.
Because I know this stuff. I can say it, like,
yes, it's the one thing you do watch. It.
And then right before that, this actually would have been much bigger for you than it was for me, but I still popped for it. As we were walking towards Galaxy's Edge, we see a meet and greet happen. And we're like, "Oh, who's over there?" And we see Goofy, and next to him is Max, but dressed as Powerline.
Amazing. You said that he does this for Halloween.
I've only seen it for Halloween. I've never seen it during like a regular day. So he was just there doing a regular meet and greet. Goofy was in like normal clothes, whatever, like nothing. Crazy. So we like did a screeching halt, got on this line. And then once it was my turn, I danced with Powerline. And then he turned around, I turned around. I said, "Look at that. We're seeing eye to eye."
Oh, you lucky bastard. We looked for him. We didn't see him when I was there.
No, definitely not. Damn. Because this was at Hollywood Studios. I was with you at Hollywood Studios when we were there.
You mentioned like, oh, he would be over here and stuff. So we did look.
He was in a different area on this day where I saw clearly everything had come to light. And he was right across from where the Muppets show is. And we're just like, "Oh, what's going on?" But I don't know why we got the Powerline version.
It's pretty
I'm
cool,
not complaining. It was great. I made a cool TikTok out of it. Follow me on TikTok at the Joe Shoes. You can watch it, like it, follow, make me very famous on the TikTok because I want to be very cool to people who are 25 years my junior.
The kids, you gotta be popular with the kids.
I'm here for the kids. I'm here to guide you into the next stage of your life.
Uncle Shoes,
trust me, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to live forever.
Oh, I mean, if you made it this far, right? Why would you believe it?
At this point, I think I'm like the Highlander. I'm immortal.
Someone might be coming for you, though.
There can be only one.
I know. That's what I mean. You gotta fight. I hope you're ready.
There's one thing I can do. It's run away from a fight.
Gotta start carrying a sword, bro. If you're the Highlander. Goes down in the parking lot.
The problem is I live in Florida, so you can't carry swords. Only guns are allowed here. So
yes, and everybody's got one of those.
Yeah, doesn't even make me special.
Nope. What else did you do over there? You got to do the Tron ride, right?
I did get to finally ride Tron at the Magic Kingdom. It's very interesting. So I've got some big ass fucking calves. They call me Calfzilla on the streets. They do. They say that. This ride is you're on your light cycle. So if you've ever, and we got to talk about this real quick. During the pandemic, I watched Tron for the first time, the original. And the reason I watched it was because Disney Plus had a series where they were tracking down old props from old Disney movies, and they were tracking them down and doing like these stories. So it was kind of like a Toys That Made Us nostalgia collector type show. They did like one on Tron. They did one on Mary Poppins. They had like the horse from the carousel and stuff. So it was this cool show. And I was like, you know what? I've never seen Tron. I got to go watch Tron. I heard it's bad and all this, but I got to go watch it. Let me tell you, Tron fucking sucks.
Not good.
And now, no, it's not. And the remake's not good either.
Nope.
So these are both bad movies, but now Disney's got, I guess, so much invested in it that now we got to pretend like Tron's good. Tron has been retconned to be like Jeff Jarrett, where now we want to act like Jeff Jarrett was always good and like
the best.
We're really appreciating him at this point now. That's how it feels like we're trying to treat Tron, and it's bullshit. Don't get it. It's bullshit.
When you said there was a Tron ride, I said, "What? In 2020? What? 2023? What are we doing?
What are we doing?"
I think they are making a new movie. I think
I'm sure. Why wouldn't they?
Well, they have to, right?
You go into the gift shop that's attached to Space Mountain because it's in Tomorrowland, but it's packed to the gills with Tron merch. No, people, do not buy this. Do not support this. Do not think for one. Do not be bamboozled by the thought that Tron is good. It's not. It's not good. It's not. Crazy. No. Stop it. Stop it. Stop
I can't believe it's a thing.
So
but
now we
do you know anyone who likes Tron? Or do you like? Do any of your friends go? He is a good friend of ours.
he's been on the show.
Because I don't know nobody. Nobody I know talks highly.
We're gonna, you know what we should do? Let's look for a Tron fan.
Sure.
And bring them on the show one time.
Oh, okay, sure.
So I'm gonna scour the internet.
Good job.
I'm gonna find the Tron fan and then bring them on our wonderful world-renowned podcast. How does that sound?
I love it. I would love to hear what's up, what's good about this movie.
But there's just Tron merch all over, and I just look at it and I go, man, someone is getting hoodwinked right now into thinking that this is a good movie when it's not. But the ride. So the ride, you're on your light cycle. You got to lean into it. So you lean forward. Now, here's the tricky part. These little pegs, like when you put the pegs on your bike so your friend can stand on them and sit on the handlebars. Well, it's like these kinds of pegs come down over the back of your calves and lock your legs in place.
That sounds interesting.
Now, for someone like me who has very thick legs, it's very uncomfortable. Now, I got them to lock, but apparently it is a problem where people who have thick legs and doesn't lock, they have to then get up, move to the back where there's like just a normal seat that they can sit in. So you go on the ride, but you don't really get the experience of how it's supposed to be ridden.
Thick boy summer's ruined, bro. Ooh. Unbelievable.
And let me tell you, it was close. And once my legs were locked in, like they would not budge. Like they were locked.
You were stuck on that ride, bro. You ain't going nowhere.
So I should post that. I have like one of the videos, the ride videos that they give you because I have the photo pass. I should post it on our social media so you can see. You see, my face is like completely like, because the takeoff on this ride is so fast. Like cool. the second it begins, I don't know how fast it is. I should look it up, but it shoots you out of there and you are going fast. It is very fast, very, very fast, but it's also very, very short. So my discomfort didn't last long. And I'm on one hand, I'm like, I waited a long time. This ride should be a little longer. On the other hand, I was like, oh, thank God this is not a long ride because my legs fucking hurt, bro.
My legs will be done. I get that. So how does it rank on the coasters there?
It's good. It's a good ride. It's a fun ride. It's a very fast ride. The speed is what we're doing here. Is what we're all about here. Okay. And it lives up to it. It's not my favorite Disney ride. Guardians is still like on that next level. I got to ride Guardians again in the past week, and it was wonderful. I got Conga again as my song.
So crazy.
Which is, I can't imagine like any song being better than Conga on this ride. So that's all I want going forward. All I want in life is every time I ride Guardians of the Galaxy, have Conga by Gloria Estefan playing for me.
If you get it again, that'd be crazy.
That would be great. But yeah, I'd put Guardians number 1. Tron, maybe like it's top 5 out of the Orlando Walt Disney World rides. Probably maybe Expedition Everest number 2. That was my number 1 before Guardians.
What about Avatar? I hear that's good.
It's fun, but like those screen rides, it doesn't have the same effect.
It's different.
Like,
yeah. I get it.
So maybe like Space Mountain isn't like that great for me, but I'd say like top 3, maybe Guardians, Expedition Everest at Animal Kingdom, and then maybe Tron.
Okay.
Tron's fun. It's just
that's good.
Very short.
Top 3 is pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good ride. Everyone should try to go on it. Hopefully not have them thick boy legs going on.
It's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough.
Because we don't skip leg day here.
No, baby. Come on.
Lower body business.
Lower body business.
So I got to do that. We took a picture, Swoggle and I, outside. There's a statue at Magic Kingdom of Walt and Mickey holding hands. It's called Partners. That is a big thing on merch and stuff. The Partners picture. Swoggle and I reenacted the photo right in front of the statue. And now you, listening to this podcast, watching on YouTube, you can buy the shirt right now on ProWrestlingTees.com/JoeShoes Partners, featuring Captain Joe Shoes and Swoggle. So go get that right now, and go get all the other Captain Joe
all
Shoes
of them, yes,
shirts. Buy in bulk.
Yes, one for every day of the week.
I don't have that many shirts. I think I have 5 shirts available right now. You should
go
buy at least 5 of them.
Yes.
So that was fun. Really good time. I always have a good time with Disney. It's funny,
of course,
because like I'm an adult, and I've talked about this before. I have nostalgia from being a kid, but there is the magic. I feel the magic every time I go there. And even when I was there with Swoggle and his son, like Landon, and Landon's like become my buddy now. We've hung out enough times. And he goes, man, you get so excited to meet these characters when you're a grown up. And I said, like, why wouldn't I? Like, I'm at Disney World. I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
You know, especially where, like, my day is here. I'm spending the day here. I'm taking my time. I'm people watching. I'm enjoying the atmosphere. I am just trying to enjoy myself, to let go of reality. And to me, if I see Stitch over there, that is the Stitch. And I'm going to go get a picture with the Stitch. Sure. Buzz Lightyear, that's the Buzz Lightyear. If I meet the Mandalorian, that is, in my mind, the Mandalorian. And I am excited to get a picture with the Grogu or dance with the Power Line. You know what I mean? Like, if that stuff if that ever stops feeling fun and cool to me, then why am I still going? Everything always feels exciting to me when I'm there. I feel the magic and I enjoy it. And that's why I go.
Yes. It's a great way to look at it, Joe. You're there to have fun. Let's have some fun. This is part of the experience.
Of course. And like, I'm sure it'd be a little different if I had a child that I was going with. You know, it's about them enjoying that experience and me getting to see the enjoyment in their eyes. But I still want to have a fucking good time too.
Yes, you get to enjoy it too. The two of you get to share the moment. That's fun.
Like, you and I had a great time getting ice cream sundaes when we dropped off your daughter.
Ooh, so good. That hot fudge.
Oh man, they hotted the shit out of that fudge.
That Snow White ride was fun. It was good.
Yeah, yes it was.
It's good times, baby.
And speaking of good time, JoeMeZ, I checked in on a brand new show on HBO Max this week. It's about 4 episodes in right now. It's a 7-episode arc. It is true crime story, JoeMeZ. Starring our double main woman, Elizabeth Olsen.
Ooh,
I don't know if you've heard about this. It's called Love and Death.
I've seen the name, but I have no idea anything about it.
So I opened HBO Max the other day. I said, let me see what's recently added here.
Yeah, sure.
And I see this Love and Death, and Elizabeth Olsen's the picture. I said, oh, I assume this is good. She wouldn't attach herself to mediocre projects. It's a 7-episode true crime series about a woman who instigates an affair with a man from her church. She's feeling unloved by her husband at home. She thinks maybe for whatever reason, this man is, not prototypically handsome or anything, but there's something about him, and she thinks he may be down for an affair, and she just matter-of-factly throws it out there. Like, hey, you want to have an affair? And they set some ground rules and whatever. But eventually they cut things off. The other wife finds out about it, encounters her, brings out an axe to attack her, and Elizabeth Olsen ends up, out of self-defense, killing this woman. Now, that's I guess a spoiler, but it's a true story from the early 80s at a small town in Texas. So you can go and look up the story. So I'm only 4 episodes in. That's all we're up to. I guess they're getting released weekly. I watched all 4. It's an interesting story in the sense that I really don't think it needed to be this long.
7 episodes is a lot.
It's a lot, especially when a lot of it is I feel like so much of it is just being dragged out. We probably could have done the whole series in 4.
What we do? We're just doing like everyone's paranoid, like what, like trying to
just
uncover
in episode 4 is when the murder happens. We do so much build up on just the affair itself. And
wow, that's crazy.
She's obviously the biggest star in it. There are some other people who look vaguely familiar. And I guess the other one would be Kristen Ritter, who played Jessica Jones.
Yeah, she's pretty famous.
She has a small, like she's in it, but she's not, doesn't have a big role. She plays like Elizabeth Olsen's best friend, kind of. So she's in it maybe, but she's not even in every episode. So it's like weird that they would cast her of all people in this role. But it's a David E. Kelly show too, so it's got some panache to it, you know, when you put it there. Like, created by David E. Kelly.
So funny.
But
so I'm looking Jesse Plemons, he'd be the next famous person. But yeah, the rest is I don't know none of these people. All right. I'll check it out. It's interesting. Yeah, I'll tell Kelly she likes that stuff.
It's interesting enough. If you're into the true crime genre, it's interesting enough to where you want to watch it. I just think they could have kind of cut some corners, cut some pieces, probably a significant amount, because a lot of it just feels like it's being dragged out for no apparent reason. Like you get the gist of it pretty early on.
Sure. Definitely. It is something I would check out because, HBO gets the benefit of the doubt there.
And that's why I'm like, oh, if this is an HBO show, like it's got to be some kind of quality.
Yeah, all right. I'll put that on the list there. All right. I haven't mentioned it in a while, but I talked about this year how I wanted to watch some more stand-up comedy. I wanted to get back into that. So I've watched, Chris Rock, Marlon Wayans. I didn't bring up I had watched Bert Kreischer.
He's a big thing now.
So I never had seen anything for him. So I watched that when that came out about a month or two ago. I really liked it. Thought it was great. I thought it was funny. So I was, I'm like, oh, so far so good. And this past weekend, I think a week ago, John Mulaney dropped a new comedy special on Netflix.
He did.
I know nothing about this man. I know was one of the most popular comics, right? Like the #1 comic for a couple of years.
So, and this is my thing with, like, how are you the #1 comic if, like, I just know he does like voice acting, and I guess he was a writer for SNL for a while.
Yeah. But
all of a sudden, when his last Netflix special dropped, and everyone was like talking like, "Oh, John Mulaney, John," and I'm like,
"Yeah, who?" I know. I'm the same way. I was like, "Who's John?" Like, okay. So I saw this came up, so I was like, "Let me check it out." It's called Baby J. It's on Netflix. I thought it was great. I really enjoyed this thing. Like, so I don't know if it's different. I know he's gone through rehab, so he might be doing things a little differently nowadays. But what I saw, I enjoyed. I don't know if I want to go back and see his other stuff because I think there was a dividing line. Rehab, post rehab, it's gonna be different. But this John Mulaney, I could get down with it. It's an hour and 20 minutes, a little long for a comedy special, but I thought it was really interesting because he's talking about rehab, he's talking about his interventions, he's talking about life, reflecting, telling stories. So I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good time.
See, I've known him as like a voice actor. So he was the voice of Chip in the Chip and Dale Rescue Ranger movie that came out last year. He had been a voice on Big Mouth.
Yeah, because he has a very distinct high.
Yeah, he's got a very whiny voice.
Yeah, like he talks like he's from the 1920s. Hey, everybody, what are we doing? So
so like I don't know. It's just something about his look that makes me.
I get it.
Apprehensive.
He talks about he's not as high energy like that because he's not on coke all the time. Well, he was a big coke guy, so that's why he'd be pacing and hey everybody. So now like he's talking kind of normal. His voice is a little high, but it's not as fast and it's not as crazy. So that's also probably why I enjoyed it. He didn't seem as annoying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know enough about him to really have an opinion.
Sure,
but he does seem like the type who would be annoying.
100%. I said, you know what? If I'm going to be getting into comedy again, he's pretty popular. I should watch this guy's shit. Here we go. I'm glad I did. Okay. So I'll be checking out the next one. So far, so good.
John Mulaney made a fan this week.
Made a fan, bro. Look at me. I love it.
Making memories.
I think you would like the special. I think you would find it funny. The stuff he talks about.
I'll throw it on my list, see if I get to it.
Yeah. Not crazy. Like I said, an hour 20. I was looking, I was like, Oh, this thing's still going on.
Yeah, like a comedy special, usually about 40 minutes, 45 minutes, somewhere in that area. Hour 20 is commitment. That's a movie.
It's a movie. Technically, anything over 40 something minutes is technically
a feature length movie. I'll tell you when it's a feature length.
So
hour 20, you're a movie, John Mulaney.
So what? An hour 7's not a movie?
No.
What, hour 20 is the start?
No, it's not the start, but you gotta tell me what it is first too. Like that Power Rangers movie was like an hour last week or the week before. Yeah. Not a movie.
That's a movie.
No.
It is.
It's a special.
It's a special movie.
No, it's not. It's not a movie.
It's a movie.
It's a special.
But a special could be a movie.
It can't be. Not in my world. And that's where we are. Sure. Call me Jeff Jarrett, because we're in my world.
Come on, you didn't love how he always won that title match, no matter what, no matter how hot the opponent was. Jeff Jarrett could not lose that belt. Oh boy. Fucking
remember when he was an MMA fighter?
I do now.
Someone mentioned that to me like recently, so it's been on my mind.
So funny.
Like Jeff Jarrett turned himself into an MMA fighter to challenge Kurt Angle or something.
Oh, yep, that's fine. I remember him with the gloves. That's so fucking funny. Oh, we're talking wrestling, Joe. Did you watch Backlash live from Puerto Rico?
I didn't have the interest in it. There's nothing.
What? No interest in Bad Bunny?
Look, what? I got no issue with Bad Bunny. It's just like it's not enough to make me watch a wrestling show.
Live from Puerto Rico, the first time in 18 years, bro.
No. Let me ask you a question. You're a proud Puerto Rican individual.
Sure.
Why is it? Now, I got to say, the opinion is skewed because we grew up in New York amongst a very diverse area.
Yes.
Where we even have our Puerto Rican Day Parade every year. I don't understand why it's so important to leave Puerto Rico and then tell everyone how much you love it after you left it.
Listen, it's nice, but it ain't great over there.
Like, if Damian Priest loves it so much, why don't you move home, kid?
It ain't that good over there, baby. It's beautiful. I mean.
Like, we got a Puerto Rican Day Parade in New York every year, and that's all well and good, but Puerto Rico is a commonwealth of the United States. That's like saying, like, Oklahoma should get a parade in New York every year. Do the Oklahoma State Parade for all the people that used to live in Oklahoma.
Our friends, Joe is back to hating on the Spanish, bro. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since the Encanto hate was coming straight on. Whoa, I can't believe he's back just saying, fuck the Puerto Ricans. It's unbelievable.
I did not say
unbelievable. That. What is happening here?
I love the Puerto Rican women.
You comparing us to Oklahoma? What?
Yes.
This is crazy.
You both fall under the stewardship of the proud United States of America, the only country, JoeMeZ, that stays red, white, and blue all year round.
Unbelievable. The pay-per-view was fun. The crowd
I heard very good things about
amazing. The crowd was amazing. They were up for everything except for because for some reason Bad Bunny was not the main event. Crazy shit. So the match right after, the crowd was like, all right, we need a break. But then they got up again for the main event. So not bad at all. A lot of fun. If you're a wrestling fan, I think you should check it out. Because a crowd like that, right, it makes the show more fun. It makes it like, oh, this is a fun-ass show. Absolutely. So it was good. It was a good time.
Now, WWE I forgot it was on. Seems to have been killing it with their premium live events lately.
Yeah,
but
baby.
Like a show like this, okay, you tell me Bad Bunny's going to be there. I get that. I understand why it's a big deal. Like, I genuinely do. But, like, the build-up for the rest of the show, like, I guess Cody,
it's a regular pay-per-view. It's just
like there's nothing about it that makes me say, oh, you know what? I'm really want to see this match.
No.
And sure, all these matches can go out and deliver. That's fine. But it wasn't anything that really struck me as an outsider looking in where I was like, oh, I should go out of my way to watch this. But then night of, my timeline, my text messages were filled with people telling me how much they're enjoying the show.
100%. Yes, I forgot 100 times this thing was coming on because WrestleMania just happened. I'm like, I'm not ready for more pay-per-views. And but once it started, it was good. All the matches delivered, and it's fun. The next pay-per-view is in they're going to whatever, Saudi Arabia. So they're not going to be in the US for a while.
Never come back to the US.
And then they're doing the UK after. So they're doing like 3 straight pay-per-views.
Are they doing Wembley? Make sure they get it first.
I forget where they go. Boy, those tickets are selling like hotcakes, bro.
So what is it, 50,000 now they're up to?
No, they're close to 70,000, bro.
Wow.
That's crazy. I can't wait to watch it now. Like to see that crowd. It's going to be awesome.
I mean, I think at this point, the momentum going, I mean, is it that unreasonable to think that they'll sell it out with another, month to go?
No, they got like 2 months. I think it's in June.
Okay.
Right? So they got 2 months just about. And day of tickets, I'm sure they'll do promotions.
Yeah.
If they're close to selling out, they'll buy those last fucking 5,000. You know, they're going to sell. They're going to try to say it was a sellout, which is crazy. I looked up flights. You ever look up a flight to the UK, Joe?
No.
Bro, there's so many fees. It's like a $500 flight. It's like, all right, that sucks, but it's a long flight. I get it, right? And then it's this fee. There's a UK fee for $200. There's this fee. It's like $1,100 just one way. It's like
ordering from Uber Eats.
It is like ordering from Uber Eats.
Like you say, oh, okay, the food is $20, but then there's a app fee, then there's a delivery fee, then there's a tax fee, and then there's informational fee, and then they want you to tip for delivery anyway. I'm like, you just charged me $4.99. It's like, but the tip is what goes to the driver. Then what does that $4.99 go to?
Well, they're greedy fucks.
You're upcharging me on the food anyway.
Yes.
A cheese roll up at Taco Bell's costing me an extra $1 on Uber Eats than it cost me in the store.
Yes, it's ridiculous. It is. Anytime Kelly's like, "Oh, you want?" I'm like, "Nah, bro. I'll just run out real fast. It's all right." Like I can't justify spending $15, and I spend money, bro. I got no problem spending money, but for something like that, it's like I could spend the 10 minutes and just go down to Cold Stone. I don't need to spend $30 on $15 order. That's just crazy to me.
I've done it. I do it.
I get it. The same thing like a Domino's. Like I'm like, I don't want to waste all that money on Domino's. It's so expensive. And
even I remember like it used to be like a no-brainer. Like you order a pizza, it was free delivery, and you would just tip your dude, hey, here's a couple bucks. Thanks for bringing it. Now it's like, $5 delivery, and they still expect you to tip.
It's crazy. Bringing up things that have a lot of fees. I wanted to let people know if they didn't know this. This week, I think it starts on Wednesday, so it's already happening. Live Nation, they're doing their $25 ticket thing. And it's like good shows. Fall Out Boy is on this list. Ghost, Pantera, Janet Jackson, like real shows that you could go to for $25. I did it last year for Mudvayne and shit like that. So it's definitely check that out.
And how much do you get charged in fees?
I think the fees are in the $25, but you do have to pay some sales tax depending on your state. So still, if you spend $40, it's still not terrible for, $60, $70 tickets.
I just hate the culture that we're in now where after taxes and fees and all that, your ticket basically costs double what your ticket cost.
Always. It's always an extra ticket.
It's always an extra ticket.
I pay for 2. Nope, there's a third one.
Yeah.
Like, okay. It's so annoying. I hate it.
It's ridiculous.
That's why you got to pick. That's why you pick and choose what concert you want to go to. Because
if
I'm going to spend $300,
I used to love going to concerts. Now, granted, I'm older now. Would I go to as many concerts? Not even close. But like now, it so de-incentivizes me to even go in the first place.
It's killing me. It kills me. It's like it's not fun. Don't even get me started on Taylor Swift, bro. These tickets are oh my goodness.
Oh, let's talk about Taylor Swift though.
$1,300 for behind the stage. I just had to say that.
For behind the stage.
For behind the stage. And this isn't just New York. This is everywhere. Detroit, Chicago, all up and down the $1,300 for behind the stage. Go fuck yourself, people. That's fucking ridiculous. I got no problem overspending for Taylor Swift. But for behind the stage, suck my dick, bro. Get out of here. What do you want to say about Taylor?
No, because she announced she's going to do Taylor's version on another album, and now John Mayer's really concerned about it.
He's feeling the heat, bro. Dear John, what's up, bro?
Like, what does he think is possibly going to happen now?
Bro, it's a big deal. Because he felt that heat when it first came out. Now it's all over again. Because he saw what happened to Jake Gyllenhaal. That's all he had to deal with for a month. Taylor Swift questions.
Here's the thing, though. You're John Mayer. You get lots of
he really don't care.
Like, you've moved on. Okay, you're going to get questions for a week. But guess what? You're going to go back to being a world-famous guitar player and banging hot chicks. Is it really that big of an inconvenience, John Mayer?
Bro, he won't be able to enjoy Twitter for 2 weeks. Come on, it's very important.
Yes, because I'm sure John Mayer's like refreshing see if they took his blue check mark away.
You never know, bro.
Like unreal. Like, John, of all the people, this is like Paris Hilton decided, like, oh, she has such troubles.
This guy. Unbelievable. So fresh.
John Mayer could find 101 things more important to worry about that he got to feel the heat over. This ain't that, my dude.
Taylor Swift was young, bro. They're going to start hounding him. You don't know. It could start some problems. People start digging. They start digging. Oh, if you did that to Taylor, who else did you do this to? You know?
I don't want to hear it.
So just people just can't say nothing if they're famous. Huh? If you got some money in the bank,
like, I can see like people coming at John Mayer with like bullshit paternity suits or some baseless accusations. But to think that what he's got to really worry about is Taylor Swift remastering a fucking 15-year-old record. That's what's really going to put the screws to John Mayer. Oh my God, John Mayer is ruined, everyone. Oh my God. Oh, fucking 2 days of fucking Variety asking for an interview that you're going to deny anyway. Enough.
Isn't it good if that's his only problems in life? That's what he has to worry about?
You should hear about my problems, John Mayer. How about the fact that I'm not rich and I'm not a world-famous musician? Bigger problems than you and Taylor right off the bat.
Oh, John Mayer. Do you like John Mayer? You a fan of
Yeah, I guess it's all right.
He's got 1 or 2 songs. I don't know.
I in all honesty, like, I couldn't tell you John Mayer songs off the top of my head. I'm sure I know them. Like, if you're like, oh, this is John Mayer, I'm like, oh, I've heard this. I know he played the guitar solo on the Fall Out Boy cover of Beat It.
Yeah, he did. Great song.
No, it's pretty good. I know that he's like considered a pretty good guitar player. He did that one episode of Chappelle Show.
It's a great episode. It's great. It's great. What? I'm trying to think. What's
like the John Mayer song?
He sings that.
Is he You're Beautiful?
No, he sings that daughter song. Be good to your daughter. Some shit like that.
Call me daughter.
Pro Jam's the best, bro. John Mayer. Let's see.
Top 3 John Mayer songs.
John Mayer. Gravity. Out of My Head. These are new songs, though. Waiting on the World to Change. I remember that song.
You're gonna live forever in me.
What the fuck is that? Oh, Your Body is a Wonderland.
Yeah, that's it.
Your body's a wonderland. That's not what it sounds like.
Yeah, I think.
But yeah, and then Daughters. I can't play it because we're gonna take it off of YouTube. But you know those 2 songs. Everything else.
I'm sure I know some of these other songs like waiting on the world to change.
Yeah, that's it. Right? Yeah, that's it. Those are the 3 songs.
All right, so yeah, good job, John Mayer. You don't have real problems.
Oh, poor John Mayer. I'm gonna send him angry tweets now. I'm gonna make his life hell for a week.
I see. That's something I won't do. I get blocked too easily by people.
Well, I mean, isn't that a good thing? Like, They don't want to deal with your shit. Goodbye. You should be doing the same thing.
No, it's just that. Listen, like I never tweeted shit to Ben Roethlisberger, and he blocked me. And I can tell you how Ben Roethlisberger even knows that I exist to block me is crazy. Kevin Smith, I never wrote shit to Kevin Smith. And then he blocked me because he fucking vanity searched himself. And I wrote something like, I'm really tired of Kevin Smith bitching about Southwest Airlines. And he fucking blocked me.
Kevin Smith's a bitch on. He's the worst.
Exactly. Worst. Bill Cosby, just because I wanted to know where he was still able to find Quaaludes. I'm not accusing you of anything, bro. I'm just interested in where you got product.
You weren't gonna tell nobody.
Oh, I thought this could be our little secret
between the bros. Like, what the fuck?
Do I look like a man who doesn't want to do Quaaludes? What are we even doing here, bro?
Oh, I love it. Oh, you watch anything else, Joe?
I watched a big movie this week.
Oh, yeah, we did. Oh, baby, the biggest
of the week.
Yes, big time movie. The MCU is back, baby. Oh boy, Phase 5.
So they'll have you believe.
We're talking Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
That's right. And as per IMDb.
Oh, well, yes, because it's the thing. I'm running to the movies. I have no idea what this movie is fucking about. Not 1 second.
Still reeling from the loss of Gamora, Peter Quill rallies his team to defend the universe and one of their own, a mission that could mean the end of the Guardians if successful. Sure. This don't tell you shit.
It's very vague story. It is, I get it. But yeah,
so, I'm like, this is a Rocket Raccoon story.
Yes.
And I think that's kind of cool because it's kind of different, right?
Yeah.
So I'm interested. And early on, we are attacked by the Adam Warlock coming in, and he like leaves Rocket to die. We use one of these space fantasy magic med packs that can't fix Rocket Raccoon, but can fix literally anybody else in the world of any disease or fucking injury or whatever. You can literally kill people and put this weird fucking looks like an ankle weight across their chest, and then they're fixed. Because fucking James Gunn really this movie. Oh man, there's a lot in this movie that don't make no fucking sense. Let's put it out there.
Here we go, folks.
Okay. A lot in this movie that don't make no fucking sense. And number one is this idea that you put this fucking med pack on someone and they're miraculously cured of whatever their ailment is. And somehow Rocket Raccoon is the only person who can't be killed because he has a kill switch or something in him that needs to be deactivated.
Yeah, of course. Okay. What's wrong with that?
Okay, I'm fine with it. Okay, I'm good. Okay, yeah, we're not gonna kill Rocket Raccoon here. We're just gonna send the fucking Sovereign and Adam Warlock to catch them because now we are introduced, JoeMeZ, to the High Evolutionary. Right? The High Evolutionary, and he's the one who created the Sovereign. And we've met the Sovereign before. The Sovereign is pissed because they hired the Guardians to protect them, and Rocket stole their batteries.
Oh, those fucking batteries. 100 years ago. Remember that? Volume 2 of Guardians of the Galaxy.
But now, the High Evolutionary wants to act like he ain't known where Rocket been this whole fucking time. That he sends the Sovereign after this guy to capture Rocket for him. Just didn't know where the fuck this raccoon was the whole time, even though he'd been hired by the person to catch him. He created the fucking Sovereign. He created Adam Warlock. This movie is maddening in its fucking plot holes.
He yells at them for saying, "You failed to tell me that this rocket was there." He yells at them about it.
But like, you don't pay attention. You're the High Evolution. You're supposed to be the almighty smartness.
The galaxy is huge. I don't understand this.
It ain't that fucking big. We have the
picking
internet.
Nits here. What are we doing?
You're telling me that this guy just been on high evolutionary land and don't get the fucking news? Oh, the Guardians saved the planet today. That's fucking cool.
All right, but that's all the way on the other side of the world. They're gone by the time he comes back.
He not getting updates like, hey, Sovereign, high evolutionary here. What you been up to? Oh, the Guardians of the Galaxy saved us from this fucking squid monster. It was very nice of them. And then they stole our batteries.
They didn't say that. Yes, that's what he says. He goes, why would you fail to tell me about the Ragnarok? Yeah, he says this, brother. He complains about it.
I'm complaining about it too.
What else? All right. So what else happened here?
Oh, look. Is this movie like the fucking best thing since Endgame? I don't know. Maybe. There's been a lot of mediocrity since then, right? I think you and I can agree on that.
Yeah, but I like things more than you. But yes.
But we haven't had a smash hit.
Sure.
I still don't think we have. There is a lot in this movie that I do like, but it feels very disjointed at times. I feel like more than anything, we're getting a collection of short stories to lead to punchlines. We're getting quick jokes, and the action keeps on moving. This is a long movie. This is like a 2.5-hour movie, but things are moving so fast that I feel like in a lot of situations, we're not getting proper buildup or proper explanation. We're just trying to keep the joke moving to make us feel good about something, because the story, the real story behind Rocket that we're getting flashbacks for, is pretty fucking heavy, Doc.
Yeah, it is, bro.
And I'm not going to lie to you. There is a point in this movie where Rocket is shown in his cage during one of the flashbacks, and he's got his 3 friends, right? We got Lila and Teefs and Floor. Teefs.
I love it.
And they're all adorable. And good. Lila keeps saying, it's so wonderful to have friends. And at one point, we get a scene where it looks like Rocket's going to die and he's going to cross over, and he's waiting to take that walk across the Rainbow Bridge, right? And Lila says to him, the sky is beautiful and it is forever, and I'm flying with all of our friends. And Rocket stands there and kind of cries out like, can I come? And that moment hit me like a fucking sack of potatoes, man, because I've lost a lot of friends and I want to be able to see my dead friends. And that fucking hurt like fuck, because I know what that feels like. And there are a lot of these moments in this movie where James Gunn does a very good job of making you feel something that you may or may not want to feel. But as an overall movie, it just feels very disjointed in a way. You keep bouncing around between these feelings. And as soon as he gets you on something heavy, he feels the need to follow it up quickly with some kind of joke to make you forget it. Sure. And I think that does the movie a great injustice.
That's something you complained about before. That's what, in the Thor movies, anytime there's something, it's cancer time. Oh, yeah, what about this? Yeah, so it's something you have complained about in Marvel movies before. Right, I talked about last week. I said some of the reviews I seen talked about how it's heavy and maybe, it's not for little kids, like it's a little rough. And I can see a lot of little kids having some rough-ass time with this movie. It's a PG-13 movie where you're actually like, oh, maybe kids under 13, maybe they should be waiting a little bit for this one. It's rough. But I agree with you, Joseph. I did not love this movie. I see people loving it. And it's the same thing like with Guardians 2. I didn't love Guardians 2. I liked it. I love Guardians 1. One of my favorites. It's just stupendous. Fantastic. Love it.
Agreed.
Guardians 2, I liked it. I just like being with these characters, right? And it was good. I had a good time. I didn't hate it, 3.5, whatever. It's fine. This is the same kind of thing. I love being with these characters, but the whole time, like, I don't know. I was never like, oh, this is all like, oh, I'm really enjoying. I was just like, okay, haha, I'm laughing, having a good time. But I just wasn't like, oh, wow, that was it was okay. I liked it, but nothing, not great, I felt.
Yeah, even the story, the overwhelming story arc as a whole here is that Rocket's being tracked down by the High Evolutionary. He's got the Sovereign and Adam Warlock out on the hunt, like Dog the Bounty Hunter. And at no point is Adam Warlock feel like anything more than like this throwaway comic relief character, like dunce motherfucker who's distracted by like a fucking possum. Like the character, like I don't know anything about Adam Warlock.
That's not how he acts. People are complaining about
that.
And
this is going to be my thing. So I don't know what Adam Warlock is like in the comics, but if this is what he is, and if this is how you were prepared to use him, then there had to have been some other way to go about using this character or not using this character, because it felt like James Gunn just had an idea of how he wanted to end his trilogy, and however he had to get there, sense be damned, he was going to get there. He wanted to leave us with a happy ending, and he was going to find some way to do it, whether it made sense or not.
Did you like that? Did you like that we didn't get Gamora like falling in love with Peter? Like they didn't try to force that, like,
because I was worried they were going to.
Yes.
I almost felt like it was going to be the Chasing Amy story. And, you know, if you guys have ever seen Chasing Amy, it's the story of a guy who falls in love with a lesbian and she doesn't return his advances until she does. And at that point, it's like she gives this whole speech about, I'm a lesbian. Like, this is not happening. It's not what I'm into. And if you are a person of that nature, if you are like a lesbian, if you are part of that community, you got to be watching it in that moment go, fuck yeah, you tell him, man. And then she comes back 5 minutes later to make out with him. And I understand Ben Affleck's a charming son of a bitch, but like, and that's really what I felt was going to happen in this movie. Was like, they constantly beat you over the head with Gamora saying, I'm not your Gamora, I'm not your Gamora. And then she was all of a sudden going to be like, oh, yay, great.
The other thing is nobody dies, right? We thought, oh, some people are dying in this movie, bro. Oh no. And not one person died. No one important died here.
When realistically, they cheat us, is what it is. We have so many scenes in this movie. We have cool looking fight scenes, cool looking battle scenes, as you would imagine for a Guardians of the Galaxy type movie. And like Drax gets hit by like some massive laser cannon multiple times, and you're like, holy shit, he's dead. Only to be back in the next scene, like, oh, yep.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Got that Wolverine healing power going. They threw one of those ankle weights on me, so I'm good now. Meanwhile, like, other people are getting killed, slayed in these battles, but it doesn't matter because they're not main characters, you know. And then there's the whole thing of like, what is the Guardians' policy on murder? Because they're going into the battle. Batista's like, oh, I'm going to kill all these people. And Peter Quill's like, no, you're not. And Drax goes, oh, we're going to kill some of the people. He's like, no, you're not going to kill any of the people, until they end up there and they slay like almost an entire planet of people. And just leave them there.
Groot, kill them all, he says to him.
So, like, I don't know if this is like in, you know, set in stone or in writing or whatever, but I would love to see what the official policy of the Guardians of the Galaxy is on killing.
I think they play it by ear, I guess. You know,
that's what it sounds like.
These are really bad people, so it's okay if we kill them. It's all right.
$118 million domestic opening, JoeMeZ. Short of the expectations. They were expecting kind of 126 areas from what I've read. So not that far off, but still got to be a little bit disappointing, especially when considering Volume 2 clocked in at 146 opening weekend. So you're talking about a $28 million difference from Volume 2 to Volume 3 there.
But that's also like 8 years ago, like legit. Isn't that like 2016 or something like that?
It's 2017. I don't know if it's quite that long ago, but yeah, probably around that area, actually. Yeah,
well, that's a long time ago.
So this is still $118 million in a post-pandemic world is still a great opening. But we saw a great opening with Ant-Man 3 recently, and then it cratered for week 2. Went down 70% from week 1 to week 2. What do you think now? The reviews seem to be a lot more complimentary toward the Guardians movie than it was the Ant-Man movie. And I think that's fair. I do think this is a substantially better movie than Ant-Man 3 was.
Yes, it is. Like the Rotten Tomatoes, like 70, 80%. even the fans, like 80, it's like 80%, 90. So it's pretty much everyone's on board. Like, they like it, they don't love it, but I have seen people who absolutely love it, of course. I think this next week is important, but nothing comes out this week. This is a slow week. The big release is the following week. The Fast and Furious comes out, so they have a whole week to themselves here to try to not get that 70%. Another 70% drop, and then maybe Marvel does have a problem.
Well, could it be that we just have a superhero problem?
I don't know, because I think if it's good, it's good.
Are we at the point now where people are superheroed out in a sense, and we'll still have that built-in audience that are going to go see it no matter what? Kind of like the wrestling crowd. When wrestling's not hot, you still have the built-in wrestling audience that is going to watch no matter what, but the casuals stop coming. Do you think maybe we've reached a place with superhero movies where that's where we're at now?
It's possible. People say this shit all the time, superhero fatigue, but I think it's always silly because there's 4 superhero movies come out a fucking year. It's not like, there's 80 horror movies. No one says, "Oh, it's horror movie fatigue." They don't say shit like that.
That's because no one goes to see them.
That's false. Horror movies are proven. I believe Evil Dead has just crossed the $100 million mark, baby.
Insane.
Comes out on digital this week, so people start checking it out even more. But yeah, so I guess, right? We all said, let's see what happens when Guardians comes out, and let's see what happens when The Flash comes out, right? This is the two big things this year, right? Because I don't know, the Marvels comes out later this year. I'm sure it'll do fine, but they can't be expecting, well, the first one made $1 billion. There's no way they could think.
I would be shocked if the Marvels opens with $100 million weekend.
It's true.
I don't see it happening.
It'll be close.
The original Captain Marvel movie was not great by any means, and the Miss Marvel show had a lot of mixed reviews. You're going to get a lot of people who just aren't up for that kind of fare. So I would find it very difficult to believe that all of a sudden that movie's going to have $100 million opening weekend.
Bro, I bet you like 80% of the people see that trailer and go, "Who's this little Indian girl?
Yeah.
Who's this black girl?" They don't know. These people don't watch these shows.
Yeah.
Like that's the people are going to be confused right there. That's the thing. I think they overestimate their shows, and
that everyone will watch everything.
Everything will watch everything. So that's also another thing when people say superhero fatigue. Oh, there's so much. Well, people ain't watching everything. No one's watching those shows. We're watching those shows. Regular people ain't fucking watching those shows. People said Mandalorian ratings were down this year. So what the fuck you watching on Disney Plus then? Like, I don't even understand.
No, at this point, you have to really question why you have Disney Plus if you're not watching that stuff. Because I don't know, are you going to watch Oliver and Company for the 45th time?
When you have a little kid, yeah. But as your kids get older, Shiloh don't watch Disney like that. Once in a while, same thing with me. Now that Mandalorian's over, this week, that Muppet show comes out this week, the Muppet Mayhem with the Dr. Teeth thing.
Yes.
So I'll be watching that, but I haven't, since Mando ended, I haven't opened Disney Plus at all. Why would I?
No,
What's on there?
Every now and then I'll throw on like an X-Men or a Spectacular Spider-Man as something to fall asleep to, but it's not something I'm actively watching.
Yeah.
Everything else, like I've seen The Little Mermaid. I've seen it enough where unless I had a kid who wanted to watch it, like I'm probably not ever going to go put that on again.
Yeah. There's probably so many series, right? We don't even know about it because we ain't turning it on like we do to HBO. Oh, what's new on HBO?
Yeah.
Disney, we ain't doing that shit at all.
No.
I couldn't tell you what's on there. So I still have it because I got that bundle with the Hulu
and that's the thing. I have that too.
It makes life easy.
It makes life easy, and for me, especially as a hockey fan, ESPN Plus gives you almost the entire center ice package for whatever the add-on is, $5 a month. So I will keep that even during the off season because I do get my 30 for 30s and other content that I enjoy, Baseball Tonight and stuff like that. So for me, I'm not getting rid of the bundle anytime soon.
Yeah, so it's like I got it. It's like Netflix. Netflix is something I could get rid of tomorrow, and I wouldn't miss it.
Honestly, you might not miss it.
I don't. My wife watches stuff because she watches old shows. Like that's the thing. Like catching up on OC and One Tree Hill and all that shit like that. But me, I'm like I said, oh look, there's a John Mulaney there. That's the first time I watched Netflix, the Power Rangers. That's it.
Yeah, I watched the Waco series this week. Because it was there, and I remember the news story when it was happening in real time, and obviously it's an anniversary now, so it's been a big deal. A ton of Waco content for all you Waco files out there. Insane to watch. But that could have been on any streaming network. You know what I mean? Like, and there probably is something on a Hulu, and probably is something else because these things don't exist in a vacuum. So if one Waco show is out there, 7 of them are out there.
100%, especially like you said, if there's an anniversary.
Yeah,
everyone's trying to make Waco content, of course.
So Gomez, let's hit some music.
Yeah.
Are you a man? A double main man? Are you a man? A triple main man? A man? A quadruple main man? Are you our man? Are you our man?
Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 3. Main man standings, Joe. Where they falling?
It's an interesting movie because, it's going to come off like I have a ton of complaints, and I genuinely do. I probably have even more complaints than I've been able to articulate throughout this conversation. At the same time, there is so many entertaining moments in this movie. Like, throughout the entire movie, I am chuckling, I am laughing at jokes and one-liners from almost every single character. Obviously, the Mantis and Drax relationship is amazing. They just have phenomenal chemistry together, and I'm going to miss seeing them together as a pair. I'm going to miss seeing this crew because we've grown to really enjoy this team, this ensemble as a group, and it sucks. It feels like we did get cheated out of genuine stakes because they did not kill anyone. They teased us with it multiple times, to the extent where even at the end where you think you're getting a final death and you're like getting upset about
crazy.
it.
It was like, whoa.
Like, oh, wow, they really went there.
Yeah, huh? It's crazy. I was like,
and
what
it's like, no, kick out at 2. And, a deformity is cured in literal seconds.
Yes.
And it's just, there were so many little things like this in the movie where you're just like, okay, but that's bullshit. And this is a plot hole. And this makes no sense. And there's so many of those things that they almost counteract all of the good in a sense, where you leave this movie feeling unfulfilled. That's how I felt leaving this movie. I felt like I was entertained, but I left feeling unfulfilled. Like this movie didn't live up to its full potential. And that's really where I'm going to leave with this Guardians trilogy. I'm kind of upset with where it left me for what I feel like it could have been. But there's still so much in there that is good and fun and sad, but it makes you feel things. And when you're able to draw those kinds of emotions, like you're doing something right. So it's a tough grade for me. I'm gonna go triple main man, 3 stars. Like, definitely watch it, definitely see it. I just don't think it's this great movie that some people are trying to make it out to be.
Like I said, I think that's just because they love these characters. So just spending time with these characters, no matter what it is, they're gonna love it. I'm there with you. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I liked it a little more than you, but I didn't love it. Like I said, I have some of the complaints that you have about it being all over the place. It's very heavy 1 minute, and the next minute we're having some silly stuff. But the action is wonderful. That one take scene in the hallway is fantastic. A lot of good shit there. I will miss all these characters. They, like, everyone splits up, right? They go do their own things. The movie ends saying we'll see Peter Quill again, Star-Lord again. That's interesting. I wonder where we'll see him show up. That'll be, especially if he's on Earth. I wonder if he's going to be like a new, like, hey, Spider-Man, what's up? I'm over here. Hey, something like that. And Batista will probably never see again. Batista, yeah. I love it.
And it's interesting because we heard like he's just done with his character. He's done with the makeup. He's done with all this. And that's why in the Christmas special, he was all covered up. And here they get the new Guardians uniform. So he's all covered up again. So it's like they found ways to cover him up so as to not go through that entire makeup process. But I guess still, like he wants to be a serious actor, and he wants to branch out. And I give him credit for that.
Yeah,
he's done well with everything. That horror movie he did, Knock at the Cabin.
Yeah.
That's on streaming now for everyone who wants to check it. I believe it's on Peacock.
Yes, it is actually. That's on Peacock.
Yeah, it's on
Definitely
Peacock.
Check it out. He's great. He's wonderful in it. So good.
So I mean, listen, you can't blame a guy for wanting to spread his wings a little bit. I mean, it's not like this is a guy who's been acting for 30 years and finally found the role of a lifetime. You know, like this is still like a new profession for him, and he's, you know. Like selfishly, I'd like him to be Drax forever.
Of course. Where do you think we would see some of these people, like Mantis? Like, where would she show up?
I don't know, because in all honesty, I don't think we would feel if part 2 she didn't click with Drax as well as they did. We probably wouldn't have gotten as much Mantis in those Avengers movies.
It's true.
You know, let alone that Christmas special where it really became the Mantis and Drax show for a long time.
I can see and then the rest of the Guardians, I can see them doing an animated special or maybe another holiday special, something small.
Some kind of shorts or,
yeah. So that's Guardians of the Galaxy. We like it. Joe, for as much as Joe complained, 3 stars. I mean, he had more fun than bad.
Yeah, it's just that the holes are significant, sure. You know, and it really does bug me. Even as I'm watching the movie, I'm going, but like, I guess I like, sure, fine, you know, and then they tell a funny joke and you start laughing because Batista's really funny and Mantis has some good lines, and you know, everybody has like their chance to make a joke. We get Groot being a kaiju at one point where it's like, you know what, just do whatever you want, man. Like,
what you think of the F-bomb, bro? Get in the fucking door, open the fucking door.
Oh, yeah, it was like, it comes out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere.
Oh. I will say, I think the High Evolutionaries, Chukwudi Iwuji, I'm probably not saying his name right, but he gives off, you know, we always talk about the Marvel villains never being like all that great. He's pretty fucking hateable.
He's great. He was great at Peacemaker, and he's great in this. He's great.
So, I mean, it's not like he does anything physical where it's just his whole attitude, his aura, his presence, and what he's trying to do is very believable. And it pulls you in to a really good extent where you're like, man, I want to see this guy fucking get it.
So Joe, you talked about superhero fatigue. Well,
yes,
we don't got superhero fatigue on this show, Joe. Because we need something to watch next week and all the other weeks that are coming up in the summer that we won't have a new release of something streaming or in the theaters. So we have a wheel, Joseph.
I'm sorry, what?
We have a new wheel to spin.
What?
Oh, baby.
What wheel is this?
The wheel of superheroes. We're watching superhero movies all summer long, Joe. Oh, baby. Are you excited?
Did I come up with this?
This was my idea.
And you just sprung it on me.
No. This was my idea for last month. And then you said, oh, what if we do video games? I said, oh, okay. And then we'll do the superhero thing for the summer. You said, okay. And that was the conversation. That was the show prep. So I went and I looked for superhero movies, you know, not the ones we always talk about. Some of the forgotten ones from many, many years ago. We got movies from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. We got it all over. So I'm excited. Great. You excited?
So excited.
We'll be spinning this wheel probably about 7-8 times throughout the whole summer. This is from now until August. So, you know, we ain't going to do it every week, but, you know, once in a while, we got to spin it. You ready to spin it, Joe? Let's spin this wheel. Oh, I'm excited. What's our movie for this week? Oh, yes. No.
Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
This is the David Hasselhoff Nick Fury movie.
Is it really?
Yes, it is. This, I believe, is on my Twitch stream. A lot of these movies, we might not be able to find. Well, I mean, I'll be able to find them, but they're not streaming anywhere. So this will be on my Twitch stream for all you folks. You know how we do. If you want to play along, just hop on this weekend. I had the Twitch stream live on May the 4th. I showed Obi-Wan Kenobi, the Patterson cut, which the guy took the series and made it into a 2.5-hour movie. It was interesting. It's some good stuff there, bro. So Twitch stream, twitch.tv/MeZ Movie. Come join us. Let's watch some Nick Fury, the Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. I was so upset it almost landed on Batman versus the Ninja Turtles. What a movie that is. I can't wait. Oh, baby. You excited, Joe?
Oh, thrilled.
We're starting off with a bang. I'm nervous.
I see that.
I'm nervous. I wanted us to start with something a little better, but this is life, right?
Such is life.
Oh, well, that's next week, Joe. We got to spin another wheel before we can get there.
So let's hit some music.
Yeah, baby.
It's now time for the big finish.
All right, Joe. It's big finish time. Let's spin this wheel. You love when we spin wheels, baby. It's your favorite part of the show.
I used to love wheels.
Look at this. Another video game. Arcade games. Big finish time, Joe. This will be fun.
Yeah, I think this is a layup, actually.
Here we go. What do we think here? Simpsons, right? The Simpsons game.
And that would be on my list.
Ninja Turtles.
Possibly. But for me, number one, NBA Jam. Number one.
It's close on my list. It's top 5, maybe. NBA Jam. I do love NBA Jam. I'm trying to think. Mortal Kombat 3 was my shit. House of the Dead was my shit.
My third one, because I'm gonna keep the Simpsons on mine. Simpsons was a really big one for me. My third one, however, probably a little later on, late 90s, early 2000s, a cool looking cabinet, sit down, grab the wheel, and make some crazy money. It's Crazy Taxi.
That's great. I'm gonna go with a cabinet game, but I'm gonna go with the Star Wars game, where you had the little joystick and there was 3 levels. You did the Hoth level, you did the level on the little starship. You would have to fight Vader with the lightsaber. It was crazy. That was my shit.
Vader. Maybe not now, sometime later.
That was an easy one. That's 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, this was an easy one.
Love to hear it. Hit him with them plugs, Joe.
Guys, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching on YouTube. Remember to hit like, leave some comments down at the bottom there. Follow us on all the social media at JoeMeZ. Leave a 5-star review wherever it is that you get this podcast. Screenshot it, tweet it to us at JoeMeZ, and we'll send you an 8x10 as a thank you. You can follow all my stuff at The Joe Shoes, ProWrestlingTees.com/Joe Shoes for some new t-shirts, YouTube.com/Joe Shoes for the same food reviews that have been up for like the past 2 months now.
The Gomez154, Instagram and Twitter. My Twitch feed, twitch.tv/MeZ Movie. We're watching Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D, starring David Hasselhoff. This is from 1998, folks. It's got to be good.
I can't see how it wouldn't be.
So I'll be streaming that all weekend long. You know how we do.
Yep. So come watch with us. That'll be the chatter for next week. And of course, whatever else we happen to come across on our streaming services and seeing what's new. But JoeMeZ, until then, let's make like Tom and cruise.
Peace.